I'm Mark Pitchers, wader wearing, tea drinking, beard trimming carp freak. I've been an angler for over 30 years and I've caught carp from waters far and wide, big and small. For me, it doesn't matter where, as long as the challenge is exciting and inspiring. But now the tables have turned and it's over to you, the public, to assign my next mission on Fox's Facebook page.
It's not exactly the easiest challenge, is it?
Rivers and lakes, rigs and baits.
You fell to the cat meat?
There's been a number of incredibly tough challenges during this series. Have you been drinking de-icer again? Some of which I've knocked out the park.
Challenge completed.
Others have dealt me a devastating blow. But I'm still here and ready to pick up any gauntlet that is thrown down. This carp freak is not giving up without a fight. This is the challenge. Previously on the challenge.
And I'm, like I said, this is something I'm really looking forward to. I've never ever caught a river carp. I've only ever done 24 hours on a river before, which ended in a blank. Just been sat here on the bed chair, looking out across the river, and I've just seen a carp head and shoulder about 6 foot from the far margin. I was staring right at the exact spot. Did you see it? Oh man. Me and Harry are really excited now. We're just seeing another fish roll on another spot. It wasn't the first fish I saw. The first fish I saw was a common of about 10, 12 pound. This one, I wouldn't like to put a size in it. Well, I mean, it rolled in the, well, how far is it? 20 yard in front of me. It looked a mid-20 to me all day long.
Well, that was pretty savage. Whew. I wasn't expecting that. These river carp bites are quite brutal. Just ran out barefoot. Harry managed to kick my other rod over. Thanks for that, Harry. It's just kind of lodged itself in the stream away down the middle though. The sun's bright. Oh, he's free. He's free. And that's the end of that. Well, that was exciting for a few moments. Oh. Gutted. Absolutely gutted. Even the steaming kettle's annoying me now. Right, start again.
What's up, carp freaks? It's challenge time again. This is challenge number 8, and it's one that I've been expecting, dreading, and kind of strangely looking forward to in equal measures. And it comes in from Gavin Goldthorpe, and he says revisit the river challenge. But Mark has to catch a river carp on the magical 16th of June. I'm sure Harry can pick a nice piece of river. Well, today is the 15th of June. It is 12 o'clock and I'm a long way from home. I'm 275 miles away from home, south of the M25. Now Harry has actually picked a nice piece of river. Normally he would stitch me right up, but this looks like a lovely bit of water. Out of respect for people that are fishing here, I'll keep its location a secret, but what I will say, it's a tributary of the River Thames. Now I haven't had a proper look around yet. So I think what we're going to do now, Harry's going to give me a full guided tour. We're going to try and check out a few likely looking areas, trickle a bit of bait in, and hopefully see a carp or two along the way. This is the first bit of water that I've come to. I actually thought this was the main river, but Harry tells me it's not. It's actually a back channel. And if you remember back to the first river challenge, you'll know that I do love a back channel, especially when they are tight and overgrown like this one. But you can see why it would be a potential fish holding area. There's loads of overhanging cover, lots of snags, and carp love a nice bushy area just as much as I do. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to trickle in a little bit of bait and then have a little mosey on up the river or down the river. You do mosey down rivers, oh, don't you? You don't mosey anywhere else, do you? You just mosey down rivers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very wind in the willows.
Yeah.
You reckon you've just seen one?
I'm pretty certain. I think it was a carp. Can't be 100%. I don't think it was a bream. I don't think a bream would just be on its own like that. I'd say that was more than likely a carp. There it is. Film it. There. There. That's what the size of I saw. Oh, yeah. Can you film that? See it? That's possibly two fish we're seeing here now. So I saw a fish sort of rock in the snags there, and a fish had just come in from right to left down towards the same area. So only been stood here 5 minutes, and yeah, already seen 2 carp. Encouraging.
Put some bait in, I think.
Yeah, it's got a little bit of bait in here.
The longer that they sit, that they have a chance to find the bait, the better chance you've got of catching them tomorrow.
Yep, trickle some bait in. There's 2 of them. 2 fish just come here. There's a carp, 2 carp. No, they're different. Well, there's 2 carp there, but one of them isn't as small as the one we saw down there. So at least one of them's a different fish. Either way, there's 2 carp over there. It's not looking too bad, is it? Seen more fish in these 2 swims within 10 minutes of being here than we did in the 48 hours on the last river challenge.
Do you like what I brought you?
Yeah, I do actually. Yeah. I thought you'd stitch me right up, I'll be honest. This is not you at all, this Harry. I thought you'd stitch me right up.
I thought I've done a bit too much of that. I'll be kind.
Yeah.
I know how many nights you cried yourself to sleep over that last river challenge.
Yeah. Now this looks like the back channel where we stood a bit earlier, but it's actually a finger going into the back channel. So yeah, Oh dear. No wonder you brought me here, Harry. You love all this dirty talk, don't you? But yes, it's a shallow section adjoining the back channel. But it's quite sort of snaggy, but I haven't seen any fish in this area. So I think we're going to have a walk up to the main river now. Well, as you can see, here we are now over on the main river. It's obviously a lot wider than where we've just been. A bit more open, but also looks to be quite a lot deeper as well. I got quite excited when I first came up here. I saw a big bow wave come from the edge, but it was just a big shoal of bream. But Harry assures me there are plenty of carp in this main stretch here, and it has actually done fish to high 30s in the past. So I don't mind admitting I'm actually quite excited. So yeah, we'll carry on walking, trickling a bit more bait in a few more spots, and I'm just hoping we get a glimpse of a carp in this main section of river. A carp, there's a carp. There's a carp tucked away right in these branches down here.
How big?
Probably, is that another one? It's probably 12 pound, 13 pound, something like that. But it's a carp. He's tucked away right under the branches. Well, I'm just baiting a spot on the main section of the river. There's a willow tree either side this little gap, and a short while ago I did see fish in both trees. There's two fish sat underneath that side and one fish sat underneath here. So it certainly looked like probably the best spot I've seen on the main section of river so far. All I've got here is some 18mm cell. And all I'm doing before I throw them in, just crushing them together just to break them open, just so that the attractors and flavours just flood out much quicker, just making them a little bit more instant, really. That's a cool tree. Not even joking, but I've just seen a parrot. I'm not joking. That is definitely a parrot. Look at him. That's mad, isn't it? It's like freezing cold where I've just come from, like 3 degrees when I left home. Come down here, you've got parrots flying about. That's mad. How is it a frog? Listen to it, it's a frog. Shut up. It's not a frog. Don't be daft. It's not a frog either. The garden, there's a deer in the garden. You've scared it off now. It was just like there. Anyone would think I was a proper townie. I'm not actually. What was what?
What happened?
I just got a bit excited. There was a deer like just here. Harry scared it off. His big clumpy feet. It'll only be round here. Well, it's 6 o'clock and I've finally made a decision on what I'm going to do for the night ahead. Now, I've seen fish in both the main section of the river and the back channel, but based purely on the fact I've seen the bigger fish in the main section of the river, that is where I'm going to fish tonight. Also, I do think that the fish in that shallower back channel may venture out into the deeper main body of water tonight and then perhaps go back in them shallows tomorrow when it warms up through the day. So I do think there's a good chance of a few stalking opportunities in that shallow back channel tomorrow if things don't quite go to plan tonight. So I'm going to get the van unloaded and barrow my kit down to the river. I'm just deciding whether just to set me bed chair up in the long grass and take on the slugs, or just have it a little bit back there where there'll be no slugs. I hate slugs. It's literally the only thing I'm terrified of. I'm not like, I couldn't care if there was like bears and lions, but slugs, they just aggravate me so much.
But back there, you're a little bit far off your rods.
I know.
And it looks really good for me to put a bivvy there.
Yes. I've got a jar of salt, so it's gonna have to be there, isn't it?
Sometimes you just got to face your fears.
Yes. Well, I sort of faced my fears when I basically drank my fears. That's how the fear arose.
What?
I made myself a lovely cup of tea and a bacon sandwich, drank the cup of tea. I thought, I'll just clean out the pots and pans with a bit of water left in the bottom of the kettle, poured it out, black slug about that long, boiled, that I just drank. And it all stems from that. It scarred me for life. It does look very sluggy, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks quite sluggy. I shouldn't worry about it.
Salt the granite out of it. That'll be all right. Right, come on.
Salt's carpy anyway.
I'm just topping up the swim with a little bit more bait. Through the day I've just kind of been trickling it in on a couple of different spots. But I do think them fish that are in the back channel there will venture into the main section of the river tonight. Just a short while ago actually I heard a fish crash just to the side of this tree down to my right here. Didn't sound a bad sized fish either actually. So yeah, it's not looking too bad, quite excited. So let's get this bait in and we'll get some rigs tied up. Well, I'm all set up. I've got the rod tips just poking through the reeds there, and I'm sleeping under the stars with a bed chair in amongst all the long grass. Just hope the slugs don't attack me tonight. But I just want to show you the rig that I'm going to be using. It's actually very similar to the rig I used on the first river challenge. I mean, the theme here really is everything's geared up for strength. There is a few snags, a few overhanging trees and branches, so everything does need to be substantial enough to draw the fish away safely from them snags.
I'm using the 23-pound Exocet mainline, and about 2 feet above the rig I have a little piece of a putty here, and that's just moulded round one of the tungsten mainline sinkers. We come down there, I have the slick lead clip, the Transcarky lead clip, and I've got a 4-ounce flat pair swivel lead there. Coming down from that, we have one of the tungsten mini anti-tangle sleeves, and the hook link itself, again, it's pretty strong. It's the 35-pound Cortex matte. If you come down there to the hook, it's a size 4 SR hook. And you notice I have the coating intact as it exits the eye. That's why I use the outturned eye of the SR, and that ensures that there's still a wide gape there to improve the hooking potential. If I had an inturned eye with the stiff coating of the braid, it may just close the gape up a little bit too much and prevent the hook point from catching a hold. I have a small piece of silicone down there to create a bit of a blowback effect and also secure the hair in place. And the hook bait, I've got a 14mm cell topped off with a cell wafter there, so it's a nice slow sinking bait. But I just hope that if we do hook a fish, we don't have a repeat of what happened last time round and it falls off. But I'm sure all will be well. I've just seen a fish roll feet away from where I've been trickling bait in, so it's all looking very promising. I think that's all that's left to do now is get the barbecue on.
Had to tell her, wait a minute, wait a minute. Wait a minute, wait a minute. Had to tell her.
Trying to take a nice photo, but it just doesn't look right with one rod, does it? I need to peer through a tree or something, make it look a bit more exciting. Oh, yeah. Well, I've got a nice bit of bark going on, bit of ivy, sunset, rod. Can't see the river, that's probably the most important thing I need to photograph actually.
And what's all this in aid of?
Instagram, of course. It needs some tinkering. I'm struggling, you.
What, for a hashtag?
No, the fact that there's no water visible in the photograph.
Why can't you get just the tip of the rod with the reflection of the sun on the water?
That could be the one.
I told you.
I haven't finished. Ooh.
What filters are you going?
Oh, everything, just crank them all up.
You putting a vignette on it?
Oh yeah, yeah. Overdose of vignette. Beautiful.
What you gonna have
I think it should be River Revisited. Rod in the entrance, rod in back channel entrance, something like that.
What have you said?
All set for a midnight cast on the magical June the 16th, my River Revisited challenge.
You're not hashtag?
Hashtag. There is several hashtags involved in this post. Where do we begin?
With the first one.
Hashtag that's carpe.
What?
That's carpe.
Oh.
Hashtag carpe as well, just in case people didn't get the that's, you know.
What else? Is that it?
The other hashtags aren't necessary.
No?
No, but they're there for effect. Be like this barbecue if we don't put some food on it. Well, there's an hour and a quarter to go. Weird sort of emotions, if I'm honest. It's kind of, I'm excited, but at the same time, I am quite nervous about this. I've been on syndicate waters in the past that have had closed seasons, and you can watch fish feeding during the closed season. They don't have a care in the world. You can have them feeding feet from the bank where you'd never normally see them. They just, like I say, they just don't have any cares whatsoever. And then come opening day of the syndicate, they just seem to do a disappearing act. They just vanish and they just go back to being normal, tricky, wary carp. And I'm just hoping it isn't going to be the same here. I mean, we've seen a lot of carp today, feeding fish as well. And I'm just hoping that it doesn't look too good to be true. So yeah, for the next hour, we're just going to kind of kick back a bit, relax, have a few more brews. Harry's been telling me stories about his past June the 16 glory days when he caught this and caught that. He's starting to bore me a bit, if I'm honest. But it's, yeah, we're just going to sit back, relax. I've got an hour and a quarter, so yeah, quite excited. It's 11:59, counting down the seconds to June the 16th. It's turned. That's it. Celebrations all around. Yay. Right. Right, we'll get cast out then. That scared everything for miles around, that has. Well, all I'm doing with these rods here is I'm just flicking them to the left of the swim underneath this overhanging willow here. Try and sort of swing it round like that. And now nice and firm. Because there's very little flow, I can afford to have a fairly slack line. Obviously with these trees being here, I've got the clutch very tight. I'm fishing virtually locked up. It can only really take about a foot of line or 18 inches of line before it's locked up. That's that one. This is the last rod to go in. This is just on a single bank stick, just a short way up the bank on the entrance to that back channel. It's literally just like the other side of the bush to where the other two rods are placed. Now through the day there was quite a few fish in that back channel, and I do think that they're going to venture out during the hours of darkness into the main river. So this is a good interception point. So I'll get this one in place. It's just an underarm swing. And down nice and hard. Just a handful of bait. A few more just over the top. And that's that. Well, that's it, the traps are set. There isn't really a great deal more I can do. I just hope the massive pyrotechnics display hasn't scared everything out of the swim. But no, I'm kind of optimistic really for tonight. Remember, I'm still yet to catch a river carp. So yeah, I'm very excited. I am buzzing about it, if I'm honest. But I just hope I've got my tactics right and something will occur during the night. We'll just have to see. Well, good morning. It seems I'm staying true to form with my river carping. Nothing happened last night. A little bit kind of confused as to why, to be honest. There was quite a few fish there just as it was getting dark. But yeah, sadly nothing materialised. But I've just had a little look underneath the tree just to the left of the swim and have seen a fish underneath the branches. Well, last night I was fishing about half a rod length past the branches at the bottom of the marginal shelf. I thought the fish would perhaps push out in darkness and just sort of drop down that shelf a bit, but maybe not. I've not received any liners or any indications really. So I've just rigged up with fresh hook baits. I'm just going to drop them closer in, right underneath the branches, and hopefully that will do the trick. Well, this is not happening. I think the time has passed now really for a bite off the bottom. And I think the only chance we've got now of rescuing this challenge is by going and trying to stalk one out somewhere. Yesterday there was quite a lot of fish tucked away under branches like this, just on the surface. So I'm sure there will be stalking opportunities today, and also there's quite a lot of fish in that back channel. So yes, I'm going to get these rods reeled in and I'm going to go and investigate the back channel. I keep saying back, I can't keep saying back channel.
Well, it is what it is, isn't it?
Everything I say just sounds dirty. Well, before we go off stalking, I just want to run through the rig that I'm going to be using. We've got the 15-pound surface main line. That's running down to a size 4 SSBP hook tied with a Palomar knot. Right, let's go. Not a lot to see, is there really? Here comes one. I think most of it stayed on. It's just gone down deep. What is it? Was it a carp or was it a pike? just down here. I can't fucking see. It was literally just down here. Oh, for f***'s sake. Gone.
Right,
Cheers.
he's right under that pack. See, look, he's just sucked off the top.
Was it? Oh, it's happening all over again, isn't it? It's happening all over again. There's a common just sat underneath the pads, sucking up something underneath the leaves. Just cast out a piece of crust and it went straight for it, took it, struck, hook pulled out, game over, yet again. Ah.
It's early in the day. It's early in the day.
How can lightning strike twice? No, it was, yeah. That's crazy. That crust literally hit the water and it went straight towards it. Well, I'm sure there'll be other chances. So far, it's like River Carp 2, me 0, isn't it, really? Have to go and try and find a few more spots, I suppose. There will be chances, I'm confident. It's only early in the day, there will be more chances. Yesterday when that sun got up, we saw loads of fish underneath the trees, so I'm feeling more confident today than I was last night, actually. So I'm not really, I'm lying.
So this is your second attempt?
Yes, this is Ding Ding round 2. Oh, I can see one from here. I can see 3 from here. I can see 2 backs out the water and a fish sucking pads.
So let's go.
Let's go. That isn't a bad sized fish either. There's 4, 5 fish here, all sucking at bits of scum. Right, I'm going to keep right back here. Branch right in the way of where I need to be. There's one coming here. I can't see how big it is. Turn, turn. Turn. Oh, she's on the wrong side of him. Can you chuck me the bread, please? Just by your feet, I think. I don't think I can cast over them pads. Bread's just gonna fall. It's just gonna fall off this bread. Oh, come on, fish.
can't get it in the right place. I want that one. Oh, there's two right by my feet. I don't know if they saw me or not. Just trying to wind it in so slowly so that crust doesn't fall off. Last thing I want is loads of bit of crust floating about. Oh yeah. Couldn't get it in its mouth. Right, well we've hooked one. I just want to try and get it in the net as quickly as I can because at the moment it doesn't really know what's happening, I don't think. Don't come off, don't come off, don't come off, the net's caught. Don't come off. Come off, don't come off. It took about half a dozen attempts for it to get the bread in its mouth. It's not a bad one, it's probably the biggest of the bunch. Oh, had I been a bit more prepared, I think I could have had that in the net in about 3 seconds. The line's wrapped around its fin now, so it's going to come in backwards. Oh no, it's pinged off its fin, there we go. My heart is in my mouth, I'm not going to lie. I've never been so nervous. Oh, playing a fish. Right. There's a big bed of weed just down here. He's trying to get in it. I don't know, it's quite fat, isn't it? He's in that main flow now. There he is. Oh, it's done it again. Right, come on. Yeah. If the net wasn't tangled, I could probably get it under here. Go on, get in, get in, get in, get in. Yes! Oh. That's one of the bigger ones out there that we've seen, isn't it?
Yeah, that was the biggest one of the bunch. Mark.
Fist bump.
Mate.
I am absolutely buzzing. Absolutely buzzing. First river carp, and it's one of the biggest ones that we've seen today. I'm kind of lost for words. It's not the biggest carp I've caught, but it's probably one of the most meaningful. That's one I'll never forget, the first river carp. You won't forget that one in a hurry. I think I'm shaking. Brilliant. Right, should we go and get the mat and have a look at him? Lovely, plump looking fish. I've already zeroed the weigh sling here. I reckon it's probably just under 16 pound, I'm going to guess. 15, 12. No way! That's close. 19 pound 11 ounces. Oh.
Yeah. Wow.
I wasn't expecting that. I was well out, wasn't I? Yay.
So here we are, £19, 11 ounce plump river common. It's really not a bad way at all, is it, to break my river carping duck. I am absolutely blown away with this fish. I'll remember this one for many years to come. In some ways, I mean, it's almost like catching my first carp all over again. It's my first ever river carp. And what a way to catch as well. It's my favourite method, sort of stalking, free lining, watching the fish take the bait. There is no greater thrill. So, I think that's all that is left for me to say is thank you, Gavin Goldthorpe, and everyone else for that matter that wrote in suggesting time and time again that I revisit the river to exercise my river demons. Here we go. Challenge completed.
What you can do now?
Well, it's around 12 o'clock, so only halfway through June the 16th. It took me long enough to get down here. It was a 6-hour drive, so it would be a bit daft just to go straight home. I am feeling quite greedy now, so I would like to try and get one a bit bigger, maybe, or at least another one. So yeah, I think now the sun is up, it's absolutely boiling. I don't think we'll have much problem finding another one. What do you reckon?
Let's do it.
Do it. I would actually say that's probably 22, 23s. I just can't quite reach him. There's a branch just blocking it. I'm just going to try and get in place though. It hasn't bothered him. It's bothered me. Wasn't a bad effort.
Strike.
Yeah. That's teamwork. Oh, is it right back there? Well, we just noticed a fish really close to the bank. Now there's fish really close to the bank. Now Harry could see them from where he was stood a lot better than I was. So Harry kind of guided me to where to lower the hook bait. I couldn't see the hook bait at all. I couldn't even see the fish. Harry's like left, right, like one of them claw things where you win a prize. And lowered it in place. Harry's like, I'll tell you when you've got a bite. 5 seconds later, strike, strike! And we're in. So yeah, I didn't even see it. I didn't see it take the bait. I didn't hear it take the bait. But luckily Harry did.
don't know where the bank ends and the river starts. I'm going to go a bit careful here. Ow. Yay! Two river carp in the bag.
Yeah.
Teamwork. Right. Oh, nettles, nettles. Well, here we are, my second carp out of the river, and it feels nice to get one out of the main river after catching one in the back channel earlier. Might not be as big as the first one, but I'm really not bothered at all. I'd have been absolutely ecstatic with this one an hour ago, believe me. And also, out of the 2 river challenges, it means I've hooked 4, landed 2. So at least now it's honours even, and I'm quite happy to leave it there, to be honest. So I'll see you next time. If you'd like to watch more of my challenge videos, then click the link here. Or if you'd like to watch my epic DVD challenge special, click the link here. Or to subscribe to Fox Fishing TV, then click the link here.